does as good a job as
Hello,
anybody.
sports fans, and welcome to Scott Sports 101 Early Games, Post-game show, Late Games Update show. Start with today's Browns game, and the Browns awarded an 0-2 start as they held on for an 18-13 win over the Jacksonville Jaguars today at Everbank Stadium in Jacksonville. Deshaun Watson had a much better game today. Much better executing the ball, and Alex Wright was able to stop the final chance to score and the win in this game, as the Jaguars were not able to do it in the final seconds of the fourth quarter and prevent the Browns from having an 0-2 start. And the Browns did a really great job of maintaining the lead and not letting it slip away at all today. They really held on to it and did not let Jacksonville take the lead. So,
check it again.
And now we're going to recap it for you. Deshaun Watson ran for a touchdown. Dustin Hopkins kicked 3 field goals. And the stingy Cleveland Browns did just enough to hold off the Jacksonville Jaguars, as I mentioned, 18-13 today. The Browns are now 1-1, dominated much of the rainy day, sacking Trevor Lawrence 4 times and holding Jacksonville in check for nearly 3 quarters. The 0-2 Jaguars woke up late with Lawrence finding rookie Brian Thomas Jr. for 66 yards to set up a touchdown and then adding a field goal to make it a one-score game. Cleveland had a chance to put it away, but had 3 penalties left. The Browns facing a third and 36 from midfield. Corey Bojorquez dropped a punt inside the 2-yard line, and Alex Wright sacked Lawrence in the end zone on the ensuring play. The Jags got a chance in the final minute and mustered a threat with 8 seconds left, but Lawrence's pass to the end zone fell to the ground, and Lawrence was a non-factor most of the afternoon, said, and at Everbank Stadium was a bust. The Jacksonville changed signage at Everbank Stadium to TR Everbank, and as part of marketing, part of a marketing promotion designed to highlight the collaboration between the popular quarterback and the Jacksonville-based financial services company. The Browns bankrupted the gimmick and frustrated Lawrence so often that TV cameras caught him arguing with Coach Doug Peterson on the sideline. Right now, we've just got to stop kind of the nonsense that we're creating for ourselves, Peterson told CBS at halftime. Lawrence completed 14 of 30 passes for 220 yards as the Jaguars lost for the 7th time in their 8 games. Watson was 22 of 34, passing for 186 yards, with 73 of those going to Jerry Jeudy. Jerome Ford ran for 64 yards. The Jacksonville running back Travis Etienne, rushed for 52 yards and surpassed quarterback Mark Brunell for 2,219 yards for 5th on the team's career list. Etienne reached the milestone in 36 games. Fred Taylor and Maurice Jones-Drew ranked 1st and 2nd, respectively, on the list. Etienne could pass Leonard Ferrante, 2,631 yards, and James Stewart, 2,951, to get the 3rd spot this season. Browns wide receiver David Bell had a hip injury and was carted off the field in the 3rd quarter with a trainer holding his leg. So with David Bell, not the one I thought it was, and immediately ruled out. Running back Pierre Strong Jr. had a hamstring injury, also was ruled out. And right tackle DeJuan Jones left the game and headed to the locker room with cramps, but later returned. Jacksonville Pro Bowl tight end Evan Ingram was strained on a hamstring injury during the pregame warmups and was ruled out an hour before kickoff. Backup running back Tank Bixby injured a shoulder when he was hammered during a kickoff return. He fumbled and the Browns recovered, but the play was negated by a penalty. Right tackle Anton Harrison injured a leg and briefly left the game late. So basically, Jacksonville was not able to get past the Browns, and the Browns were able to avoid an 0-2 start. Next Sunday, the Browns are at home to host the Giants, and the Jaguars play at Buffalo on Monday Night Football in week to wrap up Week 3 next week. Well, I am so happy.
Who's got him? I don't know.
I am so happy I get to give the game balls out, and I get to give them to the Browns. And Deshaun Watson.
He's on offense. Protect the ball, stay patient. They did that there.
Deshaun Watson.
Come up with a red zone play because you've seen them on defense.
22 of 34, 186 yards. No touchdowns, no interceptions. Jerome Ford. 7 attempts, 64 yards. And Jerry Jeudy, 5 receptions, 73 yards. And I'm going to give one to Alex Wright for stopping that last play by the Jaguars to prevent them from winning the game. And I'm going to go over some team stats with you right now. And total yards, Browns got 297, Jaguars 323.
Yeah, pretty good.
Browns in passing yards 172, Jacksonville 196. Rushing yards, Browns 125, Jacksonville 127. And yards per play, 4.6 for the Browns, 5.9 for the Jaguars. 17 first downs for Cleveland, 18 for the Jags. 2 and 14, third down efficiency, 3 and 9 for the Jaguars. 3 and 3 and fourth down efficiency for the Browns. 0 and 0 for the Jaguars. Total play 65, Cleveland 55, the Jags. The Browns allowed 2 sacks, Jacksonville allowed 4. Punch, the Browns had 5, the Jacksonville Jaguars had 3 penalties. The Browns had 13 of 100, and Jacksonville 6 out of 52. No fumbles, no interceptions thrown. And 34-23 time of possession for the Browns, and 25-37 time of possession for the Jaguars.
Won a national championship at BY.
And I just want to.
Here's right back.
And this was just. And I'm going to give one to Dustin Hopkins made 3 out of 3 of his field goals today, so he also gets a game ball
this week.
So
we drafted Jermaine for games like this.
Basically, this was a game for the Browns today, and it was Deshaun Watson, much big difference than last week.
And you'll see the free safety for a second, and Burton just takes off running, and that's he doesn't have to look down yet.
And but this was one of those games, and we're going to go over some of the early game scores right now. A lot of upsets today in the NFL.
Discussed them in the first half. Do you have any questions about
the Minnesota Vikings in the San Francisco? And I took the Browns for that one and won on that one. My brother-in-law lost on that one. The Minnesota Vikings upset the San Francisco 49ers 23-17. And San Francisco was down 20-7 at halftime. Came back, but wasn't enough. And so I give the game balls to Sam Darnold, Justin Jefferson, and TJ, I think it's and Todd Chandler. I give them to them. The Seattle Seahawks, and I took before I get to that, I took San Francisco and lost, and my brother-in-law took the Vikings, and he won on that one. My brother-in-law, Eric Hoyle, he took the Vikings and won on that one. That was one I lost on. The Seattle Seahawks beat the New England Patriots in overtime, 23-20. Jason Myers hit a 30-yard field goal in overtime to lift Seattle for the victory and lift Seattle to 2-0. And New England tried to descend in overtime, but they just could not do it. They couldn't overcome it. So I got to give it to Seattle. Geno Smith, DK Metcalf, and
everything was covered.
I think it's
Nothing that's gonna
Zach
get open
Zach
there.
Chabone.
Goes to 1, 2, 3, steps up in the pocket, and then
And so
he's gonna definitely muscle his own.
New England will have to regroup to try to go to 2-1 next week. Seattle, let's go to 3-0.
First and 10.
The New York Jets upset the Tennessee Titans on their home the Titans home field, 24-17. Aaron Rodgers wants to make it sure he technically now has 2 victories, and so he really came alive today, Aaron Rodgers. And I took the Titans, and my brother-in-law did too. We both lost on that one. And this was one of those games where which wasn't a surprise to me. And any team can beat any given team on any given Sunday. So
they got to get first downs, right? Positive signs.
The Washington Commanders beat the New York Giants, even up their record at 1-1. The Giants fought 0-2, 21-18. And Jalen Daniels got the wind knocked out of him and missed a snap and came back and got the other snaps. And Giants, they had a chance but could not do it. They were not able to go to that hurdle to win it. Jeff Daniels gets a game ball. I think it's Brian Robinson Jr. and Zach Ertz, I think. Yeah, Zach Ertz. So the Giants have to regroup to try to go to 1-2, and the Commanders will look to go to 2-1.
His cousin certainly knew how to run in the end zone. Santana balls. Very nice. Use the slip.
Right now, we'll get to the late games in just a moment.
Outside of his base.
Yeah, some other upsets. The Baltimore Ravens upset the in the final seconds. Upset the Baltimore Ravens. It was 10-23 in the fourth quarter. Could have gone the overtime, but it did not go that way. But they upset the Ravens 26-23. Baltimore 0-2 for the first time since 2015, and the Raiders they go to 1-1. And
you sure? Absolutely.
Gardner
what I want to call.
Minshew and the Raiders brushed aside years of frustration with criticism with a big scoring game today, and they rallied to beat the Raiders. And my brother-in-law and I both took the Ravens and lost on that one. The LA Chargers just manhandled the Carolina Panthers 26-3. Carolina 0-2 again. And the Chargers go to 2-0 under new coach Jim Harbaugh. Justin Herbert averaged more than 40 pass attempts per game over his first, I think, 3-4 years. I think he's been with the team. And I forgot to give the game balls out for the Raiders one. Gardner Minshew, Devontae Adams, and it's Alexander Madison for that one.
Extra time.
Now I go back and so Carolina just struggled offensively and defensively. I give the game balls to Justin Herbert, J.K. Dobbins, and I think it's Quentin Johnson. I give them to them. So the Panthers would have to. Panthers still look to get their first round. They're going to have to regroup to try to get it.
This one, when you're talking to the second half.
Boy, the New Orleans Saints. Oh, just all over the Dallas Cowboys. They slaughtered them today. 44-19. Derek Carr spent the offseason asking himself how he could have a fast regroup and reproach, and he really did. He really came out strong. And Cowboys, they struggled today, offensively and defensively. And I give it the game balls to Derek Carr, Alvin Kamara, and Rashid Shaheed. I give them to them. For that one. So Dallas will have to regroup as they're now 1-1. Look to go to 2-1. Saints will look to go to 3-0. And the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And I took for that one. I took Dallas and lost to my brother-in-law. And the Tampa Bay Buccaneers beat the Detroit Lions at Ford Field. Detroit 20-16. Baker Mayfield took one step back and planted his left foot and took off for a zigzagging touchdown, and it worked. And Detroit tried to score it, and they weren't able to do it. So they go to 1-1. Buccaneers go to 2-2, and I give them to Baker Mayfield and Curtis Godwin. I give them to them. I think it's Curtis's name. Chris Godwin, excuse me. Baker Mayfield and Chris Godwin. I give the game balls to them. The Green Bay Packers beat the Indianapolis Colts 16-10 at legendary Lambeau Field in Green Bay, Wisconsin. Malik Willis acknowledges he wasn't ready last time he had to start an NFL game, but today he was, and they really did, and they came out fighting today, and they got it. They did. Torch scored one touchdown, but was not enough. So I give him to Malik Willis, Josh Jacobs, and Romeo Dubs. I give the game balls to them. So Indianapolis have to regroup, try to get their first win of the season next week. Packers will look to go to 2-1. We already know the Browns won 18-13, and that takes care of all of the early games. Oh, and I took Green Bay and won on that one, and I took New England and lost that one. My brother-in-law took the Seahawks and won on that one. Right now, I am 4-7. My brother-in-law is 5-6 right now. So. And right now, we're going to do the late games update show. Right now, it's in the fourth quarter with 7:59 to go. Arizona Cardinals are manhandling the Rams 41-10. Second and third to Arizona, 39. Arizona has the ball. Boy, it's going to be tough for the Rams to come back from this one. They may be 0-2. Right now, Kansas City's up by 1 on the Bengals. It's 4th and goal, and it's with 2:28 to go in the third. 17-16 Chiefs. And this game could go either way. And Pittsburgh is up on Denver in the third, 13-0. 2:21 to go in the third. Second and third at the Pittsburgh 18. Pittsburgh has the ball. And later this evening, the Houston Texans host the Bears at home, and tomorrow night, Philadelphia plays Atlanta at home. So, but the Browns get the win. They avoid an 0-2 start. They go to 1-1, and so this was a good day for the Browns, and at least we got it. And let's go to 2-1 next week, boys, when we play the Giants. Well, that's just about going to wrap it up for the Scott Sports 101 early games post-game show. Late games update show. I'll be back with the late games post-game show, Sunday Night Football pregame show, once all three of the late games have concluded. But until then, always remember, be a team player each and every day in every way possible. So long, everybody. 3, 2, 1. I'm done.